I know that Henry Cavill fans across the planet and Highlander fans across the world are all like, ho, 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 ho. Well, I'll tell you about my history with Highlander. I knew that Christopher Lambert played the Highlander, right? And there was a Highlander series that came out, I think in like the late 80s or 90s. And I didn't watch the series because every time a series came out that was based on a movie, it was always lower quality than the movie. And even as a kid, it always bothered me. Like, I never watched Buffy. I never watched Blade. I never watched Highlander. I never watched Hercules. It's just certain ones really bothered me because of the lower quality, And one of the only ones that I started watching was like The Flash, the John Wesley Shipp one, even the later one that came out on CW. There's only certain ones I would mess with, you know what I mean? So that's why I never watched the series. And I tried watching it as a child, and it just never did it for me. And then when I found out they got the Highlander to play Raiden, first of all, there's backlash about that, right? Because Raiden is a Japanese god. He's an Asian god. If you do any research at all about religions around the world, one thing you'll find out is that religions across the world tend to all have similar themes, similar rules, similar virtues that they teach. And another thing is that you will notice is that the gods tend to look like the people who worship them. The gods look like the people that worship them. Raiden didn't look like that. Okay? There are exceptions, like in other, in certain where, certain gods don't look like the people. I know. But, y'all know what I'm talking about for the most part. So I was highly agitated by that. Raiden looked nothing like what he looked like in the video game, no matter who was playing him. I don't know if there was an Asian man playing him or not in the actual game, but we all know that the fans back then were like, what in the is going on with casting the Highlander as Raiden? That was the issue. I didn't like him in the movie. I never liked him. So, having a bad taste in my mouth, not liking him in that movie, and never really attaching myself to the movies. Maybe I'll go back and try now that I'm an adult. Maybe it'll work for me. But, they're like immortal, right? Don't they have to be beheaded or something like that? I think I remembered that. But I gotta say, Henry Cavill here looks a lot cooler than he did. He does. In both pictures. He looks better. So, I'm hoping that Henry was able to do everything he wanted to do with this role. I hope that it is not modern audience movie. Hope it's not woked up. I know he's a nerd. He's a geek at heart. He's one of us. And he wants it done right. So I trust Henry on that level. And I'm hoping that it's done properly. And maybe he can bring me into Highlander now, since the other movies couldn't. I am going to try to watch them, though, now that I'm a middle-aged man. I'm going to try to watch them and see how it fares for me. I'm sure they'll be dated, but I'm still going to try. Maybe it'll be like watching The Running Man for me. I wasn't able to watch it as a kid. And I finally watched it this year, and it was just extremely dated. It was campy and hokey, but it was still kind of funny and entertaining, but I never need to watch it again in my life. Every single Arnold trope is in that movie. Every single thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for in his movies, they're all in that one particular movie, including the tongue out and everything. I didn't believe it was that bad. I always thought that was an exaggeration. It's actually in that movie, right in the beginning. I couldn't believe it. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think, mate. If you enjoyed my reaction and commentary on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!